Hey guys, if you clicked on this video, chances are you want to improve your improvising and your jamming. Now, that is my main goal with this new series of videos. I'm just getting this started, so subscribe and stick around for all sorts of interesting content to help you. So in this video, I'm going to talk about three main aspects of improvising, some of which you might not have even thought of before. It's not just making shit up. There's a lot more that goes into it, and that's really cool because it gives you more options. Now, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Where are you at in your improvising journey? Are you just starting? What do you find challenging? And if you stick around till the end, I'm going to share with you one of my favorite patterns that you can use to improve your technique, and you can use it musically in your improvising right away as well. So if you're new to the channel, I'm Phil, the digital nomad guitar teacher, and welcome to my room in beautiful Peru. I've been teaching for most of my life, and jamming and improvising are my totally favorite things to teach everybody. So I want to dig in and help you as much as I can. I'm also starting some free guided improv lessons online. I want to see how many people I can get in there. And it's like guided meditation. We're going to go through a bunch of different scenarios and little experiments, and I'd love for you to join me. Feel free to send me a message if you're interested. Okay, so let's get into it. So what is improvising? Well, some people call it spontaneous composition, right? Creating something beautiful on the spot, expressing yourself, and creating something that you like the sound of in the situation that you find yourself in. Different styles, different speeds, different rhythms, different types of chords, all of the above. So the very first aspect is actually, we could say, making shit up. Now this part really is, I would say, the hardest of these three aspects we're going to talk about today. It takes endless amounts of trial and error, exploration, listening to music that you love, and so on and so on. But it's also the most rewarding because this is where you find your voice. The way you improvise and the music that you love is going to be different than the way that me or anyone else improvises as well. So this is my favorite thing to do, and it's the only one of our three aspects today that actually involves creating something new on the spot. Now the good news is you don't have to just magically have something pop out of your head. Sometimes you will hear melodies in your head and rhythms and things that you can follow, but we have clues when we're creating things. We can follow our chords, right? We can also take the melody, the vocal melody or the main melody of the song you're playing along to, and you can get inspired by that. You can follow it so that your improvising sounds like part of the song as well. Now, even though this is the hardest to develop of our three aspects, it's also something that you will always keep getting better at just by doing it. Your ears hear something they like, and they want to repeat it. Your ears hear something they don't like, and they don't want to repeat it. Just by natural trial and error, by improvising over backing tracks, and by working on this as much as you can, you're constantly going to be improving. So that's the idea. Start and never stop. Now the coolest thing is the next two aspects are not things you have to create on your own. Now, out of these three aspects, I like to think of these as sliders. We've got 100% of our musical space. Some people love to improvise. I do that mostly because I just enjoy it the most. But our next aspect is going to be memorizing licks. Now, what are licks? Licks are little musical phrases that you can memorize. You can memorize thousands of these if you like, and you can insert them into your improvising. So musical phrases. Now licks are usually based around different situations. You can memorize licks that work over certain specific chord progressions. You can also memorize licks based on different styles. Blues licks, rock licks, Latin licks, country licks. All of these are these beautiful little phrases. You're developing your vocabulary. And they're wonderful. Now, licks take a lot of practice just because you have to memorize them enough that you can just spit them out in the right musical situation and have it fit. You also want to be able to make them flow into whatever happens before and whatever happens after. You don't want it to sound like you're just spitting out a bunch of specific licks. And a lot of players, when they're starting, do sound like that. It is a start, but you want to smooth it out and kind of insert it into your own style or insert it into those improvisations that you're creating yourself. So, licks are awesome. I'm going to make more videos about little individual licks. I'll make a course as well of a bunch of specific licks. I'm designing all this stuff. It's just got to make them. And so on and so on. So, thanks for sticking around so far. Now, the third part, this is the part that's really, really good for your technique. It's a little more mechanical, so it's something you can use as a warm-up exercise, but it's a very musical way to do this. Now, these are scale patterns or arpeggio patterns. Now, if you're just taking a scale on its own, that doesn't sound like a melody. It doesn't sound like you're improvising or creating anything interesting. It just sounds like a scale. But if we take those scales and we apply, think of it as applying a filter to the scale. We're creating a pattern. And there's an infinite number of ways you can do this. And it's something mechanical you can practice, something like this. All of a sudden it sounds interesting, it sounds very musical, and you can insert that into your improvising. So, when we're talking about these sliders, right? Some people improvise more, and they might use less licks or less scale patterns. Some people, especially when they're starting, are scared or not confident enough in their improvising. So they're going to include more licks and more scale patterns. Eventually, you're going to find the mix that works best for you. And when you combine all those things together, you've got an endless amount of music you can create, and you don't have to just magically spit it out of your head. So that's pretty much the idea. Let me know if I've missed any aspects of improvising that you think of. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. So, here is our final little mission. We're going to take that scale I just played. This is my favorite scale shape. I'm playing an E minor scale starting on the 7th fret of the 5th string. Step 1, if you don't know this shape already, is to memorize the scale itself. Again, think of this as a warm-up exercise. That's 7, 9, 10, 5th string, 7, 9, 10 on the 4th string, 7 and 9 on the 3rd string. There's one octave we just played from E to E. When we continue up our new octave, we've got 7, 8, and 10 on the 2nd string, and 7, 8, 10, and 12 on the 1st string, ending at E again. If you don't know all your E's, memorize them and go watch my video about memorizing all the notes on the neck. I have the world's easiest method to do that. It's shockingly simple if you do it right. Okay, let's do that one more time. 7, 9, 10, 7, 9, 7, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10, 12. Step 1, memorize that. Now, this is one of the coolest scale patterns that I use all the time. I love this sound. We're going to do this. Check this out. So, what was I doing there? These patterns are great, again, for your technique, your speed, your coordination, and they're musical at the same time. So I'm playing that scale, we could say I'm playing it in thirds. So what I'm doing, I'm playing the first note and the third note. Then I'm playing the second note, skipping a note and playing the fourth note. It's like I'm doing the scale in order, but I'm doing a pair of notes each time. So first and third note, second note, fourth note, right? Third note, fifth note, fourth note, sixth note, fifth note, seventh note, sixth note, and our octave again. You can do it all the way up and all the way back. And eventually, as you start doing this more, your brain can take any scale or any arpeggio shape, and it's going to apply this filter to that. You're going to take this overall shape, and you're going to organize these notes in these specific orders. Again, there's literally an endless amount of ways you can do this. Start nice and evenly, and eventually, again, you can mix up the rhythm. You can make it more interesting. Now, how are we going to add that into our improvisations and not make it sound too mechanical? Well, pretty much the longer you spend in a scale pattern, the more it's going to sound like a predictable pattern. Still cool, but if you play a little bit and you add some little thing at the end to create the ending of a phrase, then you've got something musical. This is how you can take these mechanical patterns and kind of sneak them in there, because they're just beautiful little musical phrases. So practice that. Practice it up. Practice it down. Memorize that, and you can use that in your playing for the rest of your life. Aside from that, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Again, this is just the very first video in this series. I've got a community on Facebook about improvising as well, just getting started. I'm also doing private lessons, always. And I'm trying to build up as many people as I can in my list that I can help with your improvising. All right. Thanks so much. I will see you later.